Welcome to São Miguel, a tiny volcanic island slap bang in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Part of the Portuguese-owned Azores, it has some of the most breathtaking scenery on the planet, with spectacular volcanic landscapes, emerald lakes, and interestingly, Europe's only tea plantation. But we aren't here for the sightseeing, we're here for something even more interesting, because today we're driving a car that hasn't even been unveiled yet. It's the upcoming replacement for our 2013 Car of the Year, and a model that, over the past couple of decades, has regularly featured in the top 10 bestsellers in the UK. That car is the new Audi A3. And it's not just any A3 either, because today we're going to be driving the 306 brake horsepower S3, which when it goes on sale in May will be the fastest model in the lineup. So stay with us and we'll tell you all we know about Audi's new Mercedes A-Class rival, including what's new, what isn't, and we'll even give you a sneak peek of what the car looks like without all that camouflage on it. But before we get started, make sure you're subscribed and you've switched on notifications. And remember, if you're thinking about buying any new car, we could save you an average of £3,199 without you needing to do any haggling at all. Just head over to our website whatcar.com or click the link above for more details. Audi hasn't released photos of the new A3 without camouflage yet and won't be officially unveiling the car until the annual Geneva Motor Show on March the 3rd. But thanks to our magic camouflage hiding filter, we can give you a very good idea of what the new S3 will look like. It's a pretty safe design that evolves the look of Audi's biggest seller without any major surprises. Key differences include a higher shoulder line, a honeycomb grille, and, round the back, slimmer tail lights. But we want to know what you think. Has Audi done enough with the styling of the new A3 to make it a success? Or do you prefer the look of the BMW 1 Series or the Mercedes A-Class? Let us know which of those premium hatchbacks you'd buy by voting in our poll. Audi wouldn't allow us to film inside the car at all, but we can tell you the interior follows a similar design theme to the latest Q3 SUV that was launched in 2018. It has a very similar touchscreen infotainment system to that car, doing away with the previous A3's rotary dial controller. In our view, that is a backward step when it comes to usability, and the quality of the interior doesn't seem to be quite up there with the outgoing A3 either, with a few more hard and scratchy plastics. As with the outgoing A3, the new A3 will be sold in 5-door Sportback form only. There won't be a 3-door version, and rear space is roughly unchanged. That means there's a fraction less headroom than you'll find in the closely related VW Golf, but boot space is near enough the same as in that car, or indeed a 1 Series or an A-Class. Now, the reason Audi says it's chosen the Azores to show off the new S3 is because of the island's challenging roads and rapidly changing weather conditions. And there's no doubt the new S3 feels incredibly secure and planted in this kind of environment, meaning you can cover ground extremely quickly without ever feeling like you might get into trouble. Audi is remaining tight-lipped about most numbers, but we do know the new S3 has the same basic 306 brake horsepower 2-litre petrol engine, Quattro 4-wheel drive and 7-speed S-tronic automatic gearbox that featured in the old model. That combination is likely to give a 0-62 time of well under 5 seconds, with top speed almost certainly remaining electronically limited to 155. The new S3 comes with Audi's progressive steering as standard, which means the speed of the steering increases the more you turn the wheel. It's mainly designed to save you a lot of arm work at low speeds and when parking. Now, in some cars, this type of variable ratio steering can make it tricky to judge exactly how much lock to apply in faster driving. But the technology has been refined over the years, so this isn't an issue at all in the new S3. Its steering is actually really precise, so it's easy to position the car exactly where you want it, even on narrow, greasy mountain roads. True, you don't get quite the same assault on your senses that you would from more hardcore hot hatches in this price bracket like the Honda Civic Type R and Renault Megane RS, but then the S3 is a more rounded car in other respects. In fact, Audi has tried to make the new S3 even easier to live with than its predecessor, and one of the ways it's done this is by ditching the old magnetic ride adaptive suspension for a more conventional alternative. The big advantage is that you can now choose from a wider range of suspension settings. In its most comfortable suspension mode, the S3 rides really smoothly by hot hatch standards, and that's despite our test car having 19-inch alloys, the biggest that will be available. There's no word yet on pricing, but given that its closest rivals, the Mercedes A35 AMG and BMW M135i, start at around about £36,000, we'd expect the S3 to cost a similar amount. And if you do put your deposit down when the order books open in May, you can expect delivery in July. So that's about it from the Azores. If you want to find out more about the new Audi A3, head over to whatcar.com on March the 3rd, when we'll have loads more details as well as official photos of the car. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave us a comment, and other than that, we'll see you next time.